Hi fantasy managers, and welcome to FPL Team Talk. In this video I'm going to go through my team selection for Game Week 34. It is a double game week. I'm going to talk about the 11 players that make my side, some of the transfers I'm thinking of making, possibly including a 4-point hit, and that all important captaincy decision as well. So if you enjoy these sort of videos, please give a like, don't forget to subscribe, and in the meantime, let's take a look. So let's have a quick look at Game Week 33. It was not a great week. I made one transfer, which strangely was about the only thing that went right for me. I brought Ben White in with the other games coming up in mind. And yeah, he kept a clean sheet, even though they conceded to Villa. He came off early, got a booking, but not much else went. Solanke got a return for me, and Palmer did brilliant. Garnacho picked up an assist. Dubravka kept clean sheet. But all in all, it was a pretty sorry week. I got 57 points. I went down in rank. Down to about 118k. I do have 2 free transfers and plenty of money in the bank, and I'm pretty happy to get Game Week 33 over and done with. I think on a Monday night I was just outside the top 100k, and I owned Palmer, but I knew every time he got a point or scored a goal and assist, it was going to kill my rank, and he just absolutely made hay, didn't he? So Salah, he just didn't return for me. He doesn't look great, and not having Haaland, even though he got 10 points and doubling up, that's 20. That felt somehow, I just felt like I'd got away with it more than anything. But he did hurt me. So always a risk I knew I was going to take. Let's hope I can make it up by having now the wildcard in 35 and setting up well for 34. So in looking forward to the game 34, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 7 double game week players. Some of them I wouldn't say are brilliant. Zabani's double doesn't look great, but I'm in no rush to move him out. He's been there for a while. Same for Solanke as well, of course. Darwin, there are concerns over all of these players' minutes. I have to say, there's not many players where I'm immune to thinking that they're just going to be absolutely fine. Maybe Saka, I would be confident we'll get the minutes. I expect Salah as well to play both games. Gabriel, you'd imagine. But Zabani, maybe. White, I couldn't even guarantee him. And even though Darwin didn't start in Europe, I'm not 100% convinced he'll play up front, but I'm fingers crossed he will. So 7 double game week players. I do have 2 transfers on wildcard and 35, so I might as well use them anyway. And there is a possibility of a free hit. Sorry, not a free hit, of taking a hit on the cards. So the team I'm really looking at is Crystal Palace. I've put their longer term fixtures on there, but for me, they're not a side that I'll be looking at long term. It is just it's just a 1 week punt. They've got 2 games, West Ham at home and Newcastle at home, and they have got by far and away, I think, the best double. It's just a shame, I suppose, it wasn't someone like an Arsenal. No disrespect to Crystal Palace, who had a great result the other week, but they're perhaps not the most exciting side to have a double for. Having said that, they do have some players that are interesting. I think Eze is the obvious choice, and he will have to come in. He will come in. It's cheap. He's just absolutely nailed for 90 minutes, probably on pens, and he's just started every game. So recently, he looks brilliant. Elise is not on here. He's one that would definitely interest me, but he just hasn't played 90 minutes, and I'm not sure. I think he'll probably start both games, but I'm not sure about his minutes, and it does give me a problem with another player in that midfield slot. Mateta is interesting though. I do like him. He could come in up front for Morris, so I am considering him, but it does leave me with problems, as you'll see in a minute. And if I was going for a defender, Muniz, but I don't think I would go there. So I think Eze, as boring as it sounds, and he's a popular move, it just makes sense to do him. So Son would come out, and no, don't get me wrong, I want Son back in for Game Week 35 on the wildcard. He would come back in, but I need that space in midfield. I'm only losing 0.1 million by selling and buying back, so I can live with that because my price value on my side is okay. So he would come out, I'll bring Eze in. I've still got one move to make. I don't particularly want to lose Palmer because I have about 0.4 million in wrapped up in him. So I bought him, don't know what he was. He's got about 0.9 in total, so I'd lose 0.4, and I just don't want to do that. So I'm happy putting him on the bench. I've got Porro, who's injured but doesn't have a game anyway. So I don't want to lose Palmer. I've got Salah, Eze and Sake, and I don't particularly want to lose Garnacho either because he's got if I've got a single game week player, I think he's got the best fixture they have. So that leaves me with really, if I'm another transfer, losing, using one for either up front or in defence. And the other thing as well is the other team that's got a really good doubles is Liverpool. So Looking at his sides, I think Salah is the obvious choice. I do think Darwin's the next best. Diaz probably the best next choice. I do think his underlying stats look good. He came off early in Europe, so I think he's got a decent chance of starting both games. But for me, I don't have that midfield, so I'll either get rid of Garnacho, who's got a good fixture anyway, and I'm not 100% sure that's a good idea to do, or lose Palmer, which I don't mind losing Palmer, but I don't want to lose that value because he's definitely coming back in. Money could be a bit tight, and I don't want to lose that option. So he worries me a bit. So that leaves me then looking at defenders. Now, Trent is by far and away the most exciting defender to go for, but he's not played 90 minutes yet. Did get came on at the weekend against Palace, looked all right, but they weren't expecting him to come back on. It was because of the Bradley injury. And then he started in midweek, looked decent, but he only again lasted 6-7 minutes. Now, if he lasts 60 to 70 minutes against Fulham and Everton, I'm pretty happy with that, because obviously it does lock you in for the clean sheet. If anything, it might even give you more chance of a clean sheet. He's expensive, but I've got the money, and I'm wildcard in 35 anyway, so that doesn't worry me. But will he play both games? I mean, Robertson the same, but I don't think Robertson has as much attacking potential as Trent. So, given that the upside of Trent is much more than Robertson, do I risk him, or do I just play it safe and just go Virgil van Dijk, because I know he's going to play both games? Doesn't feel very exciting, and I do feel at this moment in time, this close to the end of the season, I've got a rank of 118, fairly respectable, 18,000. But why not just push for more? So I am tempted to go down the Trent route. So whether I do it or not, I don't know. It feels risky. He's come back from injury a long time. But maybe part of me thinks that he wants to prove his fitness. He wants to get into the Euros and get some games under his belt. And Klopp did trust him in midweek. He's got nothing else to play for now. Everton, so Fulham away, Everton. I think if he's going to rest him for one of them, it'll probably be Fulham away, and then he'll play him in the Merseyside derby. Do you know what? I could be all guessing it all day, talking myself into it now a bit. If I just go Virgil, I know he's playing, but it doesn't really excite me. I feel like his set-piece threat is there, but very unlikely. So I just feel he's just a maximum of 12 points, where Trent feels a much, much higher upside. But will he play both games? If he doesn't play both games, I'm just going to regret not going for Virgil, and it's just, I will regret it. If I went for Trent, he would have to definitely come in for Porro, and my side would look like this. So Trent, I would much prefer play a 3-5-2, but I don't want to lose Palmer, and Garnacho, if he's a single game week player, I just want him playing, because he's got the best fixture for a single game week player. So that leaves me with Dubravka. I'm not going to start messing around with goalkeepers. I don't think there's enough upside in it. With that side then, I will have 9 double game week players. Then I ask myself, do I go for another player as well? I could take out Morris and bring in Mateta, and I do like the sound of that. That's -4. It now puts Garnacho on the bench, and it gives me 10 double game week players. That's a -4. Will Mateta score more points, or 4 more points at least, than Garnacho? And there are doubts over Garnacho. He had the issue with tweets in a week, but apparently that's been resolved. Whether that has a hangover effect, I don't know. Will Mateta outscore Garnacho in 2 fixtures, West Ham and Newcastle at home, or that compared to Garnacho, just Sheffield United at home? I think I probably would back Mateta, but by more than 4, I just don't know. And will Mateta definitely play both games? I think he will. It feels like it's just more exciting having a double game week player like Mateta. It just feels more exciting. If it's a game we're meant to enjoy, which it is, maybe I should just go for it and go for Mateta. But those are my plans at the moment. Let me know what you think. That's it for this one then. Thank you for watching. Let me know what your transfers are for Game Week 34. If you think there's any players that I'm overlooking or I should be interested in. In the meantime, we'll come back at you with a wildcard video in Game Week 35, as well as team selection and watch list, all that good stuff. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And in the meantime, take care, good luck, and I shall see you on the other side.